gotta do this.
Hello, my name is Ryan Olsen, and today is November 21st, and I am here at East Valley Middle School. This is with our men's chorus, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. They are Company B, greatest group of young men you'll ever see. And today we are going to be working on the Socratic method. We're going to be filmed today by Ben Harris, and you can, okay. All right, sorry about that, fellas. Let's try this again. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. You guys all have a handout of a reading that we're going to be looking at. Pay special attention as we're reading through this to the details. Get the gears turning. Start thinking about some ideas that it helps you formulate, because after we talk about this and after we read through it, we're going to have a special type of discussion. Once we've read it, I'm going to tell you and describe the type of discussion that we're going to have. But for now, we are going to start by just reading. We are going to each read one sentence. You can all follow along as we go along. I'm going to start with the first sentence. Okay? So this is a book on singing technique. It's from chapter 1. This is a reading about healthy singing. Go ahead and follow along. I'll read, then Nicholas, and then Nick, and Chris, and so forth. Vocal ease and health go hand in hand. They are the basis for a long-lasting technique and a beautiful sound.
Your technique is the support for everything you want to do with your voice.
Very nice. Nick?
3 basic principles of technique are presented here. Balance, physical balance, breathing, and presence.
The first principle of healthy singing is good physical balance.
Instrumentalists would tell you that the most wonderful technique in the world will not help when their instruments are unbalanced or misshapen.
This is doubly true to the human voice whose instrument is the body.
It is the equivalent of having a house built on shaky foundations with crooked walls.
Those who can sing melodies easily and healthily despite posturally unbalanced and misshapen bodies are exceptional.
Unfortunately, the most copied characteristics of admired singers are the faults and exaggeration because they are usually the most obvious to the students with limited knowledge.
These faults include poking the head forward to sing to the audience, holiday the body in a stiff and artificial manner, and adopting the super casual look of a pop singer.
As you are used to your
Current.
I read stupid.
It's all right. You're doing great. You're doing great. As you're used to your current habits of, keep going, Corbin.
Stop standing and sitting.
Very nice. Very nice. Let's go on. Go ahead, CJ.
You may find the suggestions that follow feel awkward at first.
When you are aligned, ears in line with shoulders and hips for the first time, your body will tell you that your balance is not correct. See following box.
Okay.
Use a mirror or a video to tell you how it really looks.
Practice and you will find that muscles will adjust very quickly as a new way of standing and sitting.
As you know, how we think we look and how we actually look could be very different.
It is important that you test for yourself what is said in this text. Here are some observations for you to make in a group or for yourself with the help of video recording. Efficient physical balance ensures that the parts of your instrument are aligned and in position to work together to produce a free sound. This means that your lungs, your voice box or your larynx, and your throat are all in line and in a position of maximum efficiency for singing. Okay, nice work, gentlemen, on the reading as we went around. Now, let me explain to you what we're going to do. And this has to do with this reading that we did, so keep that handy because we're going to be referring to it. We're going to have a discussion. This is a certain type of discussion. It's called a Socratic discussion. And so for the next, it's just going to be about 10 minutes or so, we're going to be talking with each other as a group. And this method, called the Socratic method, is designed to help you guys practice having a dialogue with each other. And it's designed to help you guys practice learning from each other. Some of the things that we need to keep in mind. Number one, as we're talking, have a feeling of suspended judgment. Now, what this means is don't come to conclusions right away. Be open to what other people are saying. When someone's saying something, listen closely and be open to what they say before you make your own decisions. Another thing is, as you are communicating your ideas, don't get defensive. If somebody disagrees with you, then they disagree. Don't get defensive. Just be open and listen. Be accepting of viewpoints of others. Guys, we got to know that everybody has different viewpoints. When we have a discussion like this, be aware that different people in the room are going to feel differently about things than you do. And keep your comments short, okay? So that we can, Michael, Tucker, listen up. Keep your comments short so that we can keep this moving along. Be patient for others as they're speaking, which you guys always are. And when you're talking, address your comments to everyone, not just to one person. And we're going to try to give everybody a chance if we can, so let's not have one person dominate the discussion. So let's start. And I've got a few questions for us, guys. From this reading, from what we were reading, what is the key role that balance plays for singers? What is the key role that balance plays for singers? I'll think about that question just for a second. What is the key role that balance plays for singers? And you can kind of look back in your reading there. Tim?
Like, it keeps them stable and it helps them so that, like, their throat is clear and that they can sing better.
Very nice. Now, Tim, you're a wrestler, and you took third at a tournament this weekend. And in wrestling, is balance pretty important for you? It's, in wrestling, what are the key roles that balance plays for you in wrestling?
Well, it helps it so that when you're facing your opponent, that you won't stumble or you won't make a mistake, and so that you can counter moves more effectively.
Nice. Can any of you guys think of more comparisons to the balance used in sports and the balance used in singing?
When you play soccer, if you're not balanced, then you're going to fall over and they're going to get the ball right past you.
Very nice, yeah. If you're in soccer, you've got to be balanced. How many of you guys play sports? Great. Any other ideas there?
Well, just to add, just like the scale, one grain of rice can tip it one way or the other. It has to be localized.
Very nice. So one grain, explain that. What do you mean one grain of rice can tip it one way or the other?
Basically what I mean is one thing can make you balanced, or one little thing could make you unbalanced.
That's excellent. So you're saying that balance is very subtle. I mean, it can be just a little bit to take you out of balance. Any of you guys have anything you want to add to that? No? Very nice. These are some great comments, guys. Very good comments. Yes?
It says here that in this shape the instrument won't work in the reading. So like we can't be slouching, otherwise it won't sound good. Just like the instruments that says here in this shape they won't work.
Very nice. Did you hear what he said?
Yep.
And he says that if you're slouching, your instrument's not the right shape and it won't work. You guys are doing a great job. Before we continue on, I'm going to ask a few questions of you guys. Number one, consider so far if you guys have been speaking clearly when you've been giving your answers. Consider if you've been learning from other students so far. Think about, have you been keeping the conversation moving? Are you being encouraging to your peers when they're answering? Are you speaking to the whole group? Those are just some things to consider as we keep going here. You're doing a great job. Yes?
I have another thing to add about balance.
Okay, about balance?
If you're in football and you're a lineman, and when the quarterback is down and when the quarterback is hyped, then you want to lean into your guy, because if you're just standing straight up, he's just going to knock you and you're just going to fall and go and get that sack and quarterback.
Yeah, so I think what you're saying is that in everything you do, there's a certain type of balance that is optimum for what you do, whether it's wrestling, football, or singing.
Walking.
There's walking. When we walk, we're pretty upright. There's a certain type of balance that is optimum. Now, here's a question. I want you all to think about this. Do you personally sing with good balance? Do you have good balance when you sing? Think about that. Do you have good balance when you sing? Okay, go ahead. So you have good balance unless somebody pushes you over. Okay, do you, and let's see some raise of hands. Don't talk unless you're acknowledged. Do you have good balance when you sing? Let's see, let's give some other guys a chance. Go ahead, Ethan. You're gonna have to say it loud because the band is really loud.
Okay, so like when you sing and when you have a good voice and you're not really singing well, it's just based on your posture. So you gotta stand upright and you can sing like really good.
Yeah, did you hear what he said? When you're not singing well, it's often based on your posture. That was a great comment.
Well, I think I sing good because my voice will move when I sing. It blends in with everybody else. So I think that's good balance.
I think you do have good balance. Yeah.
I think all of us have good balance.
Now, he said all of us have great balance. Do you think we could improve on our balance and our posture?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Rosad. Yes, Nick.
I believe we can, because sometimes when we're
12 minutes.
There's like 20 seconds left.
when we're in front of a huge crowd, we get a little nervous and we don't sound as good. And we sometimes forget some of the words.
Okay.
But then we make up for it in posture.
Did you hear what he just said? Is that when we get in front of a crowd, often our posture goes out the window because we're stressed out. These are all good things. I'm going to ask you one more question. We can go a little bit over. I'm going to ask you one more question here. Let's skip down because we don't have very long. Let's talk about pop singers that you guys see on TV. Pop singers that that you would see on music videos or on TV. Do pop singers that you see, do you guys see, do they always sing with good balance and good posture? What do you think?
No.
Okay, before we answer out loud, let's raise a hand and give you a chance to answer the C's. Anybody not had a chance? Tucker, have you had a chance to answer one? About a pop singer. What do you think? The pop singers on TV that you see, do they always have good balance?
Usually they're always slouching and they're too casual with the way they sing.
They're pretty casual?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I see them usually on TV as fairly upright, but in their real music, like on the radio, it's altered.
Oh,
So
yeah, it is
technically
changed.
no one has a perfect posture that they can sing right.
Yeah, it is changed on the radio.
Indeed.
Yes.
Pop singers, like, they make up the music and they sing pretty well, but when they're on stage or they're performing, they don't have good posture because of their choreography and because their voice is electronically altered so that you won't notice the difference.
Very nice. Yes.
Usually, like the country singers, what they do is that they play their own instrument. So when they're singing, they're also bent over their instrument. So sometimes that's what messes
You need to
with
have
their
full
posture.
focus over your singing to make it as good as you can.
Hey, gentlemen, these were some awesome comments. I want to tell you guys, in closing, some of the things that we talked about is we talked about our posture as a group. We decided we've all got pretty good posture, but that it can improve. That maybe some of the stuff we see on TV isn't always the best posture. And then sometimes when we get stressed out, get in front of people, that our posture is not as good. I know this was a short discussion. We're going to talk a little bit more about this later on. I want to thank you guys all for your involvement and being included. You're all good members of this discussion, and thank you very much. Go ahead and push that red button.